Have you ever heard someone say that they do BPOs and wonder what that actually means? Because here's the funny part. Most people think a BPO is just a realtor driving past the house, snapping a couple of photos, and collecting the check. If only it were that easy. The reality here is that there are several types of BPOs, and each one serves a different purpose for banks, lenders, asset managers, attorneys, and servicing companies. So let's break it down. First, let's start with the basics. A BPO stands for broker price opinion. It's a realtor's professional opinion of what a property is worth in the current market. Think of it as a practical real-world valuation based on local market knowledge, comparable sales, condition, and current trends. So let's talk about the different types of BPOs. First, there is the exterior BPO. This is where most agents start. An exterior BPO is exactly what it sounds like. You visit the property, you take exterior photos, you evaluate the neighborhood, and review comparable sales and provide an estimate value. You're not entering a home, you're assessing what can be observed from the outside, combining that with market data from your MLS or tax records or wherever you can find the data. These are commonly used to own occupied homes, foreclosure properties, loan reviews, and portfolio evaluations. Now, interior BPO, let's step inside. The interior BPO requires access to the property. You'll photograph every major room, note repairs, document condition, and provide a much more detailed valuation. This type of BPO typically carries more weight because you're actually seeing what happens inside the home. And trust me, sometimes what you find inside explains exactly why the property is worth more or less. A lot less. REO BPO. This is one of my favorite areas because it ties directly into REO and foreclosure work. REO stands for real estate owned. That means the bank has already taken ownership of the property. An REO BPO often requires a more detailed analysis because the lender is trying to determine how to market and price the property for sale. The bank wants to know what repairs are needed, what should the list price be, how quickly can it sell, what is the as-is value versus the repaired value. This is where experience becomes extremely important. Get me? So the next one is short sale BPO. This one is especially important because it specializes in short sales. When a homeowner owes more than what the property is worth, the lender may order a BPO to determine the current market value. The lender uses that value to decide whether they're approved for the short sale or not. And in many cases, this single valuation can have a major impact on the entire transaction. That's why understanding short sales, distressed properties, and lenders' expectations becomes critical. So when I list a short sale, I understand exactly what the lenders are looking for because I have spent years completing BPOs and working with distressed properties and assets. The next one's drive-by property inspections. Some people lump these BPOs world because they're often assigned through the same companies. These are usually a single property inspections where you're confirming occupancy, taking photos, documenting conditions, and reporting observations, less valuation. The other ones are hybrid BPOs. These have become more common over the years. Instead of physically inspecting the property yourself, you may receive photos and property information from a third party. Your job is to analyze the market, review comparable sales, and provide the evaluation component. Some companies love them. Some lenders still prefer boots on the ground. It really just depends on the assignment. And so why does this matter? So here's the thing. Most agents never learn this side of the business. They're focused entirely on buyers and sellers. And there's nothing wrong with that. There really isn't. But BPOs teach you how to analyze value at a completely different level. You become better at pricing homes. You become better at understanding market trends. And you become better at handling REO listings, short sales, and distressed properties. And yes, you can create an additional income stream along the way. That's exactly how it happened for me, okay? What started as a way to learn the business eventually became a valuable part of my real estate career. So if you ever wonder why banks hire realtors, why BPOs exist, or how agents get involved in REO and short sales, it all starts with understanding the different types of BPOs. Because, let's get it. Once you understand the process, you start seeing opportunities that most agents never even notice. And this is why I help agents learn BPOs, REOs, short sales, and practical real estate skills that can create income long before your next closing. I'll see you in the next video.